It'd be easier. Black Diablo's hammer.
It would be easier.
Hey, Travis.
Hey.
Let's see.
So I hate to be
fuck,
the.
I'm dead.
Oh wait, shit. You're right, Bill.
Fuck
That's
me,
not even.
fuck me. Oh, it's Rajang. Rajang was the monster. Please
Yes.
sleep.
Rajang?
Talking about Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Whoa! What the fuck is that thing?
You ever fought it,
Apparently not.
dummy?
I have to.
Keep in mind, I always finish single player, and then I get burnt out from Monster Hunter.
Oh.
And I never do guild.
Coward.
Oh! I remember him.
Yeah, now you remember him.
I think he was in Freedom, wasn't he?
He should have been.
If he, yep. I have PTSD from that one.
Sounds about right.
Oh my god. Yep, I remember him in Freedom. That was the worst fucking fight. If not for the sake that Freedom sucks. Anyway.
Oh, you motherfucker!
And no, that's not Rajang's hammer. Maybe it's just a normal Diablos.
Alright. How are you guys doing?
I'm still sleepy, but I'm pretty good.
Same.
what the fuck
I'm
is
really
this
tired.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yo, what the fuck? Hold on.
Come on!
Monster.
Alright. You guys about ready to start?
good.
Biller, what are you doing?
He's just dying.
Monster
Alive.
Hunter?
Huh?
Monster
oh no, he's
Hunter?
playing
Oh,
Octopath.
fuck me in the
Octopath,
asshole.
okay.
Yeah, personally, I'm just trying to find weapons to print because I want to get more product.
Fair.
No Jeff, no Jeff.
Oh man, this would be great if they had pictures. But why would they? Spike them? What is this fucking thing?
Same.
Who fucking...
No! Yes! Yes! No one came for him! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck your mother! Fuck your father! Fuck everyone! Your family!
Jesus.
I think he won.
No, I'm not done yet.
No. He got a hit in.
Do you have no idea that's all in this video game? Aerostorm! What do you mean no? What do you mean no?
I only get this angry when I get late game stuff.
Say no, Jeff.
Say no.
I need to do damage now.
What the fuck? Hey Bill, did you know you could just make a hammer out of the Pleosloth head?
Yeah.
It's just Pleosloth breaker. What the fuck? It's just a Pleosloth head on a hammer.
Sounds about right.
Make it out of his hip bone. That's the only thing he fucking uses.
The hip bone's connected
Okay.
to the Jeff bone.
Shoulder smash.
Oh my god, you could do the same thing with the cuckoo.
In the first
And...
my
fucking-
penis was in the shape of an animal.
Oh,
Oh my god. How many heads can you turn into hammers?
2.
Enough.
Like
Enough.
5.
You missed. No.
Anyway, so wait, do we have a topic sheet for today's?
Nah.
We've had a topic
I figured-
sheet for like the past 5 weeks.
I mean, do we
I
have
figured
to?
we could wing it because we have enough to talk about. Do a
I'm
podcast
really
for
good at
like
just
an
crying
hour.
about Monster Hunter.
I'm fine with
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, but like nobody else gives a shit, like on the real.
that. I want to hear about like your point of view. It's like
Point
I
of
don't
view of what?
I don't
I've
I
been
don't
playing it for like half a year, and
I don't
I
care about the
paid for it.
game,
Oh,
but I
found
like
it.
listening to you talk about it.
Aw, it's actually kind of nice. Also, Bill,
Yeah.
it's an elder piece. Oh, it's a fucking sword in Poke's Poke Village.
Oh.
You chip that away. It's the Elder Dragon piece, Dark piece, and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Black Hammer Onyx. Okay.
All right,
Why
let me
the
know when
fuck
you
is
guys
that
are
number 21?
ready to start because we're
Yeah.
already live.
You guys
Oh,
are
sweet.
we're live? I didn't know we were live.
Yeah, I went live right before coming into the call thinking you guys were ready and I didn't realize you weren't. I should have asked.
Sorry. No. You're
No, we're
fine.
good.
I
I
was
can
ready.
start right now. Just turn down this.
That's fine. I still have it set to setting up.
Fucking shit.
We need to come up with a cool tag for the podcast.
Like
Something we say when we start it, like, hey, welcome to the Dash Boots podcast, where...
We eat foreskin.
It's your boys.
Okay, that's where I'm starting the video. welcome welcome to the Dash
foreskin.
Boots podcast. We eat foreskin.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dash Boots podcast. We eat foreskin. How's it going?
How's it hanging?
Ask me anything. Don't ask me anything. Don't ask about the foreskin, otherwise you're getting 12 across the ass.
I can't tell you where I get it. I don't know. My dealer won't tell me where he gets it.
Where do you get the foreskin? House.
House. Alright, Bill, are you done with Octopath? Nope. Hashtag Dash Boots for podcast app. You know, I feel you. Same, actually. I'll figure out how to set that up after today's podcast, actually.
There wasn't a goddamn
Hey, what you mean, though?
Despacito. What do you mean, though?
What do you mean, though? Despacito. Dude, speaking of Despacito. Jeff.
Did you hear that?
Just
Like,
fucking like shake your shit.
Yes.
did you hear that Despacito 2 is announced?
Oh shit, by NASA?
By Jeff?
You know, the thing is, they said they were going to add Battle Royale. I don't know how to feel about it yet.
Fuck, there's some things I wanted to talk about coming into this, and then I just totally drew a blank because I am hella sleep deprived right now, my dudes.
How much water do I have? Enough for
How
the...
much water do I hate?
Dude, I need water.
Here, since we just need, like, something to start, are you allowed, I don't know if this will get you banned, so I'll leave that up to your discretion.
Yeah, that's always
Send
like a good,
Send
like...
it in chat first.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a picture of it. It's nothing important, it's just fun. But I don't know if it'll get you banned, so I'm not
That's
gonna
a
say what
great
it is in
start
case.
of, I don't know if it'll get you banned.
Yeah, that's what I'm about, fellas.
Getting banned?
Yeah, getting Travis banned. Let's see here.
Oh,
Um,
So
female Jeff.
but I know one
Since I
thing
got-
I'm actually really excited to hear Bill talk about is that he wanted to talk about Godzilla.
Cause you're out.
And I'm actually kind of excited to hear what he has to say
Oh
about
no!
it.
I got super glue on my hand. Anyway, tell me if this
Oh,
is
yeah.
bad, but Travis, I got a new 3D printer, as you know, and I had to print something out, and I printed a little hat.
Printed a little hat.
There's a little
How is
lad.
that-
His name's
How's
Jeff.
that inappropriate? Send it already, you
Because
coward.
it's Ding Ding.
Oh! Yeah, okay, no, I'm not gonna post that.
Can you
Wait,
censor the whole
yeah,
thing
can
except
I
for the hat?
censor it except for the hat? Yeah, sure. Let me pull up Push real quick. Get out my pencil tool and skedaddle all that away.
You can just erase some of the details. Just leave like the top part of his face.
Oh
That's
no,
what I mean, though, by,
I'm
like-
erasing the entire dong.
Aww.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
What did I make him defend?
So chat, just so you know, there's a little guy named Ding Ding. Apparently, we're not allowed to show. But
His name's
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
there's a little boy named Ding Ding, who is just a small male phallus.
He has been lost for several days. Please, we have been
Please,
trying to find him.
please call the police.
he's on my shelf.
Please clap.
He's fine. He is safe. He's in a good home.
Alright. But there we go. That's a good picture. All right, let me. If y'all are talking about
He's just
San
kinda
Diego
sitting on my
Comic Con,
bookshelf,
let's talk
too.
about the Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray release coming soon. Is that a thing?
Who knew?
They're releasing
are we
the entire.
starting?
We started a while
We've
ago.
been started.
What? I'm calling my lawyer.
Bill, I told you.
Hello? Jeff?
Wait, guys. Hold on. Is this on script? Hold on.
Hey, where's my script?
Hello.
Wait. Okay.
Okay, so there's a part where Matt hates RE4.
Oh, here it is.
I don't see it.
Godzilla is amazing. Wait. Oh, wrong line.
All right,
Sorry.
All right.
I read it.
wanna wait a hot minute because I wanna get my mind in the right place to talk about Godzilla.
Oh no, we gotta talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie.
Oh, oh hell yeah! Let's talk about that. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see the production was done for that shit?
Wait, hold on. Are you guys fucking with me?
No.
No.
They're doing a live-action buddy cop Sonic movie.
Is there any
It was
video?
no, not yet, but they just wrapped filming of it. But it was originally
What?
rumored that Paul Rudd, the guy who played Ant-Man, would be the human star of it. But oh, what does that sound? I just got a sound effect. Cog Whistle, join the Trev family. Thanks for the follow, Cog Whistle.
Okay, podcast. Okay, now I'm in the zone. Here we go.
Okay. All right, let's go. What you got? Lay it on me.
What?
No, explain to me the fucking song.
Oh, right. So,
please.
the Sonic thing. Okay, before we move on from that, so it's going to be a live-action Sonic movie. Sonic is going to be completely CG, and he's going to team up with a human partner. And it is rumored, well, not rumored, it is confirmed that Sonic is going to be a juvenile delinquent in the
Did
movie.
they not learn from Sonic 06?
Yeah, this is actually sounding like a lot like the Sonic 06 like
Hold on.
timeline.
And then let me find the let's see, Sonic movie rap.
Look at Jim Carrey's Robotnik.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is Robotnik. I forgot about that.
I don't know how to feel it.
Why?
I don't know why they decided to cast Jim Carrey as
Oh my god.
Eggman.
Like all I see is like James Marsden. Like who the fuck is this boy?
I just see the Grinch, and then see, ah, yeah, that's Eggman.
Oh my god.
I can't find that picture of Sonic wrapping development that was tweeted out, and it's just Sonic looking absolutely fucked. Let's see.
Man, I'm surprised you didn't know about that.
He probably read it and thought it was a meme, because I did at first too.
I thought it was a meme.
I didn't
Yeah,
think it
no,
was
I
real.
heard the Jim Carrey thing, and I thought that was just a fucking joke. I
No.
didn't know.
No.
Well, you expect me to believe that? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I do.
No.
I mean, to
Speaking
be
of-
fair, it's very far out there.
Speaking of fucking movies,
Alright, Bill.
Oh,
Letting
oh
you off
my
the
God.
chain.
I'm letting you know right now that there's pee everywhere.
I
am
may
so-
have peed myself.
I may have peed a little. This new the War of Monsters movie for Godzilla has been possibly one of the most exciting trailers I've ever seen in my entire life. Because as a kid growing up,
I got pretty
watched-
excited too, and I like
As
seeing some of these kaiju that I've known. Because like I was a very casual Godzilla fan growing up. Like I knew the monsters, didn't know anything else about them, but I'm like, oh shit, I actually recognize a few of these. Like Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon. Is that it?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep,
that one got
King
me
Ghidorah.
excited. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I'm really excited they're actually keeping to the lore of it. Like, we haven't gotten a film, actually, in the Godzilla series, to my knowledge so far, that we've got, like, 2 Rodans in the same film. Usually it was just, like, 1 Rodan, because they didn't have the budget for 2 of the same dino. I don't know really how to feel about this, because, like, my only main concern is that, like, Kong is, like, kind of small. I think he'll still be a little bit smaller than Godzilla.
Yeah.
I just want to know if this is not going to be like a film you can watch by itself and still have a good time, or is it going to be like Avengers: Civil War, where like this is the gap between.
You
This
need a
is the
lot
gap
of
between-
homework.
You need some homework before you watch this movie. I really hope it ends on a really good.
I
note
hope
where,
that
like,
it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I hope that it is more like it's an enjoyable movie on its own. Like if you do your homework, it can be more enjoyable, but you don't. It's not required. Also, wow, it just got really windy all of a sudden. Hello.
From what it sounds like, it's going to be a sequel to the first Godzilla movie, so maybe
Yeah.
not much homework. Maybe need
Hopefully
some
not.
homework. And also, you
Well,
need
considering
maybe
Kong
need
is
Kong.
canon, yeah.
Well, that depends on how they handle this ending, because
That's true.
from what it sounds like, the entire main story is just going to be within the film. So maybe in the after credits, you're just going to hear like Kong roar in the distance as Godzilla like congas his way to victory.
At the very end of the movie, after the main villain kaiju is dealt with, Kong just flies in and smacks Godzilla in the face.
Did I ever tell you about how mad I was? I left the film for Kong before the credits ended
No.
because I didn't see the after credits scene in the theater.
Oh my god,
Kong.
you movie stop doing that. Ugh.
I feel that on a 100% because I don't really have much of a reason to watch the credits.
Quick side tangent. She and I, my girlfriend for the cast, whatever, the people.
Thanks,
my
Matt.
girlfriend and I were watching fucking what was it, Jurassic Park World, the new one,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
And they had an after credit scene, and I'm just holding my piss in, like, guys, why? Because on the real, there's no reason for that. It's not like we're building up to. Okay, they built up to a sequel, but I hate after credit scenes. Just fucking play them, and then let me leave so I can pee.
Yeah.
I'm on the
Honestly-
fence about them. Like, I used to think that they were the...
Okay, let's talk about a new topic. What was the best piss? Like, what was the movie that gave you the best after
Oh,
piss?
dude, Age
was
of
the
Ultron.
best piss?
I remember that. I went into Age of Ultron with a full bladder. I didn't leave during the movie. I came out, and I think that Cooper timed it. I pissed for like 8 minutes.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
I'm on the fence with Jurassic World, and was it Deadpool? I think it was Deadpool.
All
One of the
right.
two.
So, Travis, I will counter your coming in full into the theater with me coming in full to Blade Runner.
Oh, you poor thing.
I fell asleep, still needing to pee in the theater. I like actually was about to like crash because I had to piss so bad.
Oh my god, you poor fucking thing.
To this day, I will despise that film for making me wait that long to pee. I didn't. Okay. So for context, I was like with my friends who were like, "Hey, let's go see a movie," and I'm like, "I've never seen Blade Runner 2049," and he's like, "Have you ever seen a Blade Runner film in general?" I'm like, "No, this might be cool. I like futuristic shit." I fucking was angry of how slow it was,
Shit.
and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "Man, I need to pee." Really bad. I'm in the middle seats. Oh no, here we go.
Also,
Oh my
I just turned you guys up because I realized that the audio I had turned down for like my game and shit. So, oops.
Oh.
Whoops.
I did that last podcast. I had you guys turned down through the whole thing. Okay,
Oh
but
my
no,
God.
we have that resolved at the 19-minute mark, which in the video is going to be the 12-minute mark.
Poop!
Poop.
He has a
Poop
structure
anyway.
in his basement! You can faintly
Got
hear
him.
us in the night.
Fuck, I was gonna bring up something. I totally... What were we just talking about? Right, peeing in the
Movies,
theater.
after credit scenes.
Peeing
Okay.
in the theater.
Being in the theater.
I totally
Oh,
understand
man.
where you're coming from. I personally loved Blade Runner 2049, 2099, whatever.
I need to rewatch it
With
because
an empty bladder.
with no pee.
See, the thing that okay, like, legit, and this is gonna sound really stupid, but, the OG Deus Ex, like, almost ripped off the story from Blade Runner and its details, and this new one
okay.
is almost a repeat of the first movie anyway. So the
Oh.
thing that kept me hooked was like, okay, there's parallels with Deus Ex here. Is this, and this gonna happen? And then just waiting for those moments to happen, and they actually did, and it made the movie very enjoyable.
So it's
Okay,
like an
so
off-color
then
Deus Ex movie.
I think you'll enjoy Detroit Become Human because
Yeah.
David Cage literally said, "I love Blade Runner so much." Wait, no, I'm totally not making Blade Runner. Guys, stop! I'm not making Blade Runner. He is making Blade Runner.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
Where did this
A
wind
little.
come from? If my internet goes out, just letting you guys know in the
Rest
middle
in
of the
peace. This
podcast.
I cannot believe it. We finally go back to making a podcast after like 5 years. and suddenly
I
we're
wanted-
surrounded by wind.
I wanted to come back
your
right
stream
after
key.
too many
I'm in the
games.
basement.
Speaking of too many
The
games,
wind
we should
can't
talk
kill me.
about that. But I wanted to
Oh,
come
boy.
back right after too many games, but man, was I distracted.
Oh, yeah.
Holy, is it raining? What the hell's going on?
I don't know. I'm in the basement. What's going on?
It's
Travis, you're my only source of info for
I
the
think
outside world.
A tumbleweed just flew past my window, and I am on the 3rd floor.
Fair enough.
As
As long as it's not like a bird or a cat or something.
I mean, hey, what do you know?
Peace. I need me a
Um,
Dash Boots on podcast app so I can listen to y'all burp and talk shit on my way to work. Yeah, I'll definitely try to set that up after today's podcast.
All right. So Too Many Games was really fun. Arcade was like what it was.
The arcade was the
Um,
most disappointing part, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was nice to see the voice actor of Mario and like seeing.
That was so cool. Okay, so for context, let's back it up. So Bill and I went together. Matt unfortunately couldn't make it, but we're gonna try to change that for next year. But Bill and I went to the convention center, or to the convention together, and we haven't met each other in person prior to this. So that was interesting because Bill.
Can I foretell the story of how I met you?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So-
Bill is exactly how like I imagined hanging out with him would be like, and it was a pretty fucking great week. Anyway, go ahead.
Dude, so like
closing my
getting
window.
to like driving to Pennsylvania, easy. Driving in Pennsylvania, fuck, absolute, like the worst experience I've ever had driving. It's so small, like
Yeah, the roads are
It
not
felt like-
friendly.
the roads are not friendly. Parking is horrible. I would rather like I that place makes me want to live in Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio's a nice place. We have room.
That's kind of how I was. I was like, Jeff, like I enjoy coming down here for a few weeks, like a year.
I'm taking a train next time. Fuck that.
But like, man, it's so humid, it's so hot, and the roads are scary.
It's because like every time like Jeff got a little bit too cold, he was like the electricity's killing me. And
Yeah.
you're like, what do you mean? He like shuts his like AC off, and I'm like, me and you are like sitting there in like a heap of sweat.
Please,
And he's like, here, eat these popsicles, and you're like, stop.
you feel it too, don't you?
So I get there, and like I don't know if I'm at like the right apartments or whatever. So I like sit down, like I find a place to park, and I like sit there, and I'm like, all right, forgot to message Travis. Let's see if he'll answer. He does. And
I was
it takes
just
him
getting
about-
out of the shower. I think I was in the shower and I heard my phone ring, so I hopped out of the
Yeah.
shower.
And then like 10 minutes pass by, and I'm like, am I in the right like city? And like I turn to the right of me to like check like my wallet or something. I don't remember. And I see Travis kneeling over with 2 Gatorades in his hands, trying to make like the scrun go beep his face at me. And I die laughing in the car. And that was the beginning of probably one of the best weeks of my entire life.
It was great because I went down and like I put my clothes on as quickly as I could. I had a Gatorade, and I was like, oh, I don't know if he brought shit. I'm gonna bring him a Gatorade too. And then Jeff was like, bring him a Gatorade, and so I grabbed 3, and then I'm like, wait, no, that's not what he meant. So I came down with 2. And I'm looking around. Like, I look to the left. Okay, don't see anyone in their car. Look to the right. I start walking. Ohio license plate. I hope to God that is Bill. Because I was not completely sure if it was. And so I kneel down and I just hope for the best. Like, I don't know what I would have done if it was not Bill.
So that week was really fun.
Run.
I got to take a vacuum to Best Buy.
Excuse me?
Whoa.
So Jeff, we were like we were like just driving around and like hanging out and doing stuff, and we decided to go to Best Buy to like look at shit, and Jeff goes like, it's pouring rain, right? And Jeff goes, "Hey, can you take this vacuum into the Best Buy?" And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, just take the vacuum to the Best Buy." And I'm like,
We went-
"Okay."
we went-
and then
we
like
went to
Travis
go look for
like
new,
goes with me to go find this place. And this girl is like at the counter of the tech place. She was like, "It doesn't say I can take this, but I'm taking it." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Yeah, so like Best Buy has like a tech junk recycling thing where like you can donate technology and they'll take it for parts and shit. And they have a list of things they could take. And Jeff has gone to 3 different Best Buys trying to get rid of that fucking vacuum cleaner. And
Just
Oh.
fucking throw it away.
he's been to that
No.
one before, and he's like, "Hey, they won't recognize you guys. Can you go in and try to get rid of this vacuum cleaner?" And I guess we were just there at the right time because Bill and I go in, and the lady is like, "It doesn't say that we could take this. I'm taking it." Like, as simple as that. Like, I don't know if
Nice.
she took it for herself. I don't know if they're gonna use it.
Who
I don't know
gives
if
shit, man.
I don't know if they're just gonna throw it away on our
It was
behalf.
just really awkward. I wanted to go to Toys R Us, but Jeff was like, "See you, Noha," and we drove to fucking Best
See,
Buy.
you know,
Oh man. So Too Many Games was great. Got to meet Caddy, but the drive home. Oh, that was a mistake.
was it?
That was a fucking.
Oh, the drive home from.
Well, the first part, like the
okay.
first, like getting out of Pennsylvania was the mistake I made because I just. So for context, Matt, we got like back to Jeff's place at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just drive the rest home. It's like a 4-hour drive. I'm awake. I'm awake." And so I get my GPS up. I get all my shit in the car. While I'm driving down the Pennsylvania highway, 2 interstates close, or like two interstates close on me that like take a direct route to Ohio, or like to the Ohio Turnpike or whatever the fuck it's called. And I'm scared shitless at this point. Like, I don't know where the fuck I am. It takes me all around Pennsylvania, and at some point I'm sitting there terrified, and this car the car in front of me takes a left to get off the highway, but slowly comes back to the right, and I know I'm gonna fucking hit them if I don't do something right away. So I mash on the horn and I try my best to go to the right, and all I hear is there's a fucking truck next to me.
Oh.
Oh no.
So like me and the trucker get off on this other highway, which leads down to like this parking lot inside like in the city or whatever. And he goes, "Dude, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm fine. Fucking the dude in front of me just like actually almost caused me to crash in front of him." And he's like, "You know what? You kind of did the better thing, because if you did that, you'd probably not have an engine and no way home." And I'm like, "Thanks, dude." And he's like, "We don't need to involve the cops in this, right?" And like he shook my hand after that. So
Yes, that's a no.
yeah, so we exchanged information, and apparently the dude was from Ohio. Like, he was born in Ohio, he lives in Pennsylvania now, and he goes, "Yeah, so the 2 interstates close at like this certain time and this certain night." And it's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "I've never heard that." It's like, "Oh, it's a rule." What do you mean it's a rule? That shouldn't happen. He's like, "Oh, just take this highway and go there and all this other stuff." So I put it in my GPS, and like we do information and stuff. I'm on my way there, and that fucking interstate closes on me too. At this point, I have no right rear view mirror, or right mirror. I guess that's what it's called. I'm scared. It's in the dark, and I'm in like this little cul-de-sac area of a fucking Pennsylvania town. I take a deep breath, and I just go to a McDonald's, eat a burger, and just like just say fuck it. Find like the nearest highway and hope to God it works. And it worked. fucking worked.
So I want to comment on that. So, because how long would you say it was before you got in that little accident? Like half?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Yeah, I remember because I was at Jeff's, or I was sitting in Jeff's chair. I was testing out Mega Man Extreme, which I bought at Too Many Games, sitting in his chair while Jeff was like doing like hard labor in his apartment because I'm a dick. I was sitting there. No, I think he was watching TV and I was sitting in his chair. And I was just swiveling back and forth and I get a text and I was so tired, like I was so out of it. I was on the verge of passing out and I read your text and you're like, "Yeah, dude, my back rear mirror is gone." And I had no idea what the fuck you were trying to say. Plus, I was really tired, so I couldn't really, like, even if I had any idea what you were trying to say, I probably wouldn't
Someone
have
just
understood.
stole my fucking mirror,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, and like my first thought was,
Hello, 911. I'd like to proclaim a robbery of a mirror.
yeah, my first thought was like, all right, something got stolen. His window got stolen. Like that was my first thought. Like your back right window was either broken or someone took it. Because my brain
Someone take
forgot.
my window, please.
my
Bring it
brain
back.
Who
forgot the
fuck takes
difference.
windows?
My brain forgot the difference between mirrors and windows when I was reading that. So I thought you were
That's
talking
fine.
about like your backseat right window. I'm like, what the fuck is happening, my dude?
Yeah, I should have not sent you that text.
So I was like freaking out, like, Bill, where's your window?
It's like all over the highway. I'm glad like no one got hit by my like right mirror. It was just fucking like slumped off.
All right.
That was $130 to replace.
Oh god, that's
I'll
actually
never forget that.
not as bad as I expected. I'll be honest.
No, it wasn't as bad as I expected either. It could have been a lot worse though if that fucking dude like didn't just if that dude like just if I just decided to like stay in that fucking lane. Because holy shit, that would have been a bad thing.
Let's before we get too sidetracked, let's talk about the convention itself because I feel like we haven't really done much of that. So Bill, Jeff, and I we arrive at the convention center. So we drive out and we're at this hotel which is like 7 miles out from the convention center. Not too bad. It felt like it was in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Like the hotel was like behind like a fucking hedge, it felt like.
Do you remember the military car that was
there's
just
this
sitting?
fucking Jeep.
Like there's like this military jeep just sitting there.
Yeah, like outside the hotel. So we get to the hotel, we try to sleep, even though we just ended up doing like shadow puppets all night. And we leave the next morning because I mixed up the time that the convention started. It opens at 9 a.m. on Saturday, but it opens on noon on Friday. But I got it backwards. And I'm like, dude, we gotta be there at like 8 in the morning so we can be in line. And we do. We make it to the convention center, and we're like the second people in line. And we're like, okay, this is weird. I thought this would be a bigger convention. Bill points out that somewhat like one of the crew there is like, wow, I'm surprised people are showing up this early. And that's when I checked my phone and I realized that we were 4 hours early.
Oh,
So,
Jeff was angry. I was just tired, and I didn't want to like get up.
I don't think Jeff was, well, okay, Jeff was like a little bit like, really?
Jeff was a little bit annoyed. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, dude?
Yeah, Jeff was a little bit annoyed.
So we decided to go to Wawa.
Oh, Wawa was great though.
The hell
We
is
went.
Wawa?
So Wawa is like a bit of a. Okay, you know how like In-N-Out is for California. Wawa
Yeah.
is that, but for Philly. It is. How would you describe it, Bill?
So it's a Subway gas station with
Yeah.
a lot better food.
Imagine if like a gas station had a Chipotle inside of it.
ew.
But like,
I realize that sounds
But, like,
gross.
So like it's hoagies, and like you can get whatever the fuck you want on the hoagie.
It's so good.
It's
I don't
so
know how to
good.
describe
It's
it.
so-
It's really one of those things that you gotta try on your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag you to Pennsylvania,
It
and
was
we're gonna go to
so
fucking
good.
the cheese.
Their burritos were fantastic.
Last
Yeah.
thing I want to talk about with too many games though, fuck our hotel room, and fuck that bed.
What happened?
No. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh my
elaborate?
god. So we get into that hotel room, and I'm looking around and I see a bed, and a couch. And I'm like, all right, I'm sleeping on the couch. And I'm like, wait, no, this place was expensive as shit. There has to be a way to like use this as a bed, and to my surprise, it is a bed. I unfold it and I see the bed crumble. I see the mattress crumble, I should say. And I'm like, this is not going to feel good, is it? It's a spring mattress that is like as thick as like your fingernail. Right? And
Okay.
I decide to lay on it, and the only thing you hear come out of my mouth is, oh.
It was so. I felt so bad, and I'm like, all right, you know what? No, I've slept on worse. Bill, switch with me, and he refused.
I refuse because I don't want to sleep with Jeff. No, Jeff, please don't take that the wrong way. I love you. You're a good man. But as far as I knew, Travis knew you more, and sleeping on a bed with somebody that I did not know well
That's
would
fair.
terrify me. Not only that, but I snore, and we'll get into that in like a hot minute. That night was just me just rolling around and like aching in
Dude,
pain.
Yeah, I
and
woke
crying.
up. I woke up in the middle of the night on the first night to just hearing the springs on your bed going, "Sikarong!"
Oh.
And then
I
all you
didn't
hear
know-
after that is, oh!
Pretty much. Oh, it was.
I asked Jeff to request 5 more pillows.
And they did.
Oh my god.
And at that point, I got more sheets, so the bed was okay. And then the next night, I missed the pillows, and my head goes under the couch. which, if you know me, if I sleep like flat, I snore, crazy. Which caused, like, apparently, like, Jeff and Travis were like, dude, you snored so fucking loud last night. And I'm just sitting there, like, in tears because I slept like a baby. I'm like, yes, I'm ready for the con. And I can just see Travis and Jeff, like, grogging themselves out of bed. Because, like, I wake up and I'm like, my neck's under the couch. Hey, I'm under the couch! Oh, God, I'm under the couch. At that point, I just told Jeff, if you ever hear me snore extremely loud, slap me.
I think that I threw a pillow at you once. Like, I picked up a pillow off of your bed that wasn't, like, being laid on, and I just tossed it at you. You didn't wake up. You just kind of went, "Meh," and then fell back asleep. But you stopped snoring, so it worked.
Oh my
You're
god.
like, success. I can now rest.
Success!
A new record!
It was great.
Woo, record!
But the con
Oh.
itself was, for me, a dream come true. And Jeff enjoyed it, and I think Bill enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But for me,
Keys too.
I met so many people that I've dreamt of meeting for years, and it was so much fun. And dude, like, it was okay. There was one booth there. I don't know if booth is the right word. Vending booth. That
Are you talking about Chris Chan?
I'll get to that. But thank you for reminding me because I forgot. Oh no, I'll get to Chris Chan in a second. So we get to the con, and no, sorry. I think this is the second day of the con. There's this fucking booth, and it's like an O shape, or more like a U shape, but with like an island of games in the middle.
Okay.
And it's so cramped. Like, there's only enough room for like one person in the thing. There's like 5 people looking at all the games that this person's trying to sell for way more than they should be. Like, I looked it up. Like, they were selling an OG copy of Metal Gear Solid 3, the inferior port, which normally goes for like $5, and they were selling it for 20. I'm like, oh, that's dumb. And I try to get out of there. There are people on both sides of it. I can't get out. I ask one of the dudes, hey, can I squeeze past you real quick? Dude walks out, but like is really like just like not having it. Like, he does not want to be bothered by my presence. So I walk out, and then that's when I kept going out and looking for more shit. I think that this is around I'm getting a phone call. Oh no, severe flash flood
no,
warning.
it's me.
Okay.
Is my basement gonna flood? Am I gonna die today?
Well,
Well, one way to find out.
rip.
Matt.
Cool.
But okay, so
Bucket
on the
water.
first day, I think while Bill was at the Crush 40 concert, I went to
Wait, Crush 40, as in Sonic?
yeah, Sonic, yeah.
Yes.
Did they play All Hail Shadow?
Yes, they
Yes,
did.
they did, and it was
Oh.
great.
That's awesome. That was
Um,
memeing, but damn.
yeah, they did all the good hits like Live and Learn, All Hail Shadow.
Ooh.
At least that's what I heard from Bill.
Yeah, that guy.
I forgot your name. Peace. Oh my gosh. Jeff was so tired of all
You're,
the
you're getting
peace.
sidetracked.
I'm sorry. Right.
He's trying.
So while Bill was out jamming to Crush 40, I went to go see the Vinesauce panel, which was pretty average. It was more just kind of cool seeing that Vinny is a living human being and not just a talking mushroom.
Aw, I like that version better.
There wasn't really much to remember from the panel other than at one point someone asks like, hey, why couldn't Joel show up? And he's like, oh, it's funny you bring that up. And he reaches into his backpack and the whole crowd just goes, oh! And like everyone's like freaking out and he just turns around and he's like, did you actually think Joel was in my backpack? That was like the only real moment that I remember other than someone asking him to do a David Bowie impression and he's like, no.
I'm glad you remembered that.
It's only because it was like one of the first things that happened at the panel, and I recently just found a video of the panel, and I watched up until that point. But then like right after that was Johnny's panel, and it was in the same room, and so I'm like, fuck it, I'm not leaving the room like they're telling me to, and I just scoot all the way up to the front. And that, I mean, it went pretty well. I won a gift card.
Oh,
I
shit.
don't know if I told you that.
Oh, would you? Oh, yeah, I
'Cause
saw that.
he debuted his the first X review at the panel, and he didn't tell us what it was. He like left it up to interpretation, or no, not interpretation. He just didn't tell us and played the video. And like as soon as like the Mega Man X OVA started showing up on his intro, like everyone just started fucking cheering, including me. I was hype. And then afterwards he did some Mega Man trivia, and you know, Mega Man trivia, usually when I enter that shit, it's like, alright, what year was Chill Penguin conceived in the eyes of Hideo Kojima? And I'm like, I don't fucking know that shit. And I ended up getting the first question right, so that was fun. It was like, oh, what are the Mavericks called in Japanese version? I'm like, oh, I know that because one of the games forgot to translate it. And it was the Irregulars, and he's like, all right, come get your shit, and I kicked my bag over in front of everyone.
Just really quickly, Google's like, hey, there's a fucking flash flood warning. I'm reading it just because I'm bored. Oh, wait, no, that's rude. I'm not bored, I'm just reading it. And it says, excessive runoff from heavy rainfall will cause flooding, blah, blah, blah. At the end it says, well, as well as other draining areas on low-laying spots. Turn around, don't drown.
Turn around, don't drown.
That just straight up is what it says.
That's
So-
Honestly, same.
Turn
Yeah,
around. Don't
TMG
drown.
was really fun. Meeting Caddy was like really nice.
Yeah, I was
finally.
really happy for you. I really wanted to meet
Yeah.
him, but in the end, I was just glad that you got to meet him.
Yeah, that fucking like he was
That panel?
surrounded by people.
That panel was like the hypest panel there.
Just
Yeah,
attack everyone. Just jump over them.
So Matt, I do have to thank you for introducing me to Catacurs, whatever
Yeah, I'm
however
so
you say
sorry.
it. Cause his panel was like the most fun a panel was at TMG.
Really? Huh.
He got fucking
he
like
was-
mobbed
He
though.
was super nervous, like he's super shy in front of crowds. He said that he's only done a panel once before, and only like 8 people showed up for it. And so this one, he had a full fucking room. Like, if I had to guess, what would you say, Bill? Like 200
At
people?
least like 120
Yeah.
just
A
in
lot
the
of people.
room.
And he was super nervous. He had his kids up there with him. And he he had a bunch of prizes. Like, he was like, all right, we're going to have a Q&A, and whoever asks the most interesting questions gets a bunch of prizes. And then he's like, don't get excited over the prizes, though. They're nothing. And the first one he pulls out is a plastic bag from some shop in England. And then my favorite one was not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 Game Boy Advance game cartridge cases.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just super nervous, but I think that everyone like kind of cheering him on in a way. It was really nice to watch. And then he made a bunch of like someone asked him to do the crash dance, and then he asked like one person to come up and do it with him, and then a whole bunch of people just decided to go up and do the crash dance with him. It was magical. It was a magical moment.
Mm-hmm.
What were you about to say, Bill? It sounded like you're about to say something.
Yeah, I really want to talk about how the fact that like I had to like dive into the mob of people just to
Yeah.
ask for his autograph.
Yeah, I saw like we were waiting and like
So
go ahead.
okay, so the worst part of that was like this dude like right next to me was like, "Hey, dude, let me get in front of you. I want him to sign something really important." I'm like, "Okay, dude," and then like. He's got like his own Sharpie and everything. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't bring my own Sharpie. I hope like Cad's got some Sharpies. And I go, hey, can we use that after you're done with it? And he goes, no. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Asshole. And I'm like, why can't I use it? And he's like, because you brought your own. And I'm like, okay. First off, rude. Second off, I see Caddy has a bunch of different colored Sharpies. I'm going to ask him for it. And you know what? It took me about 20 minutes to get to Caddy, but after taking like 5 other people's photos, he finally took mine.
Yeah. Okay,
And then he
so
drew a penis on my game.
yep. So we went out, or we went outside of the panel. Jeff and I talked with a few people. I think we talked with Greg and Nairman while we were waiting for you. We saw you waiting to go out. This is before he went outside, because he was like in the lobby area. And then we see Caddy and this swarm of like orbiting people just like migrate outside. Like, okay, that's different. So we stay inside for a bit. We head out, and we see you. Like, we're looking for you. Like, we weren't sure if you headed out or went back to the car. Like, you already got him. And we're kind of worried. And then like I see like because you were wearing that like red and green flannel. I'm like, okay, nope, I see him in there. It's fine. Let's wait. And as soon as like someone asks you specifically like, hey, can you take this picture? I'm like, all right, let's give him some distance for a bit because he's probably gonna be there for a while.
Oh yeah.
It was entertaining, and I felt bad, but also really happy for you, because like
yeah.
I know
He drew a
that
penis on my copy of Nightmare Creatures.
yeah
Was it worth it?
Yes.
yes
Yes, it was. Because he's probably like my second favorite YouTuber.
yeah
So it meant a lot to me to actually see him.
I'll be blunt. I got a little bit bored of his content. Maybe he's gotten better.
yeah like
That's fine.
I'm the same. Like I kind of stopped
He's still
watching him
cool.
religiously. Like I love his person and I love his character, but I haven't watched much of his content up until his recent collaboration with Ant Dude.
Huh. Alright.
So, okay. So I guess I want to get off TMG for now because
Go ahead.
TMG was fun. It was good. So apparently the week of TMG, like the Monday of the week Monday for TMG. There was a game announced. It got a trailer. It's called Nightmare Cops.
I don't think I heard of that.
So, do you guys know like Psychic Pebbles, the main like dudes, Tomska, and like Spaz Kid? Do you guys know
Yeah.
those people?
Yeah, of course.
Trev?
I know Tomska. Spaz
Wait,
Kid
you don't know
sounds
Spaz Kid?
familiar.
So,
He throws a lot of porn.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did.
he still does.
Anyway, go on.
Anyways, pretty much, they're called the way I see them, they're called the Sleepy Cast crew, which is like
Yeah.
a hobbush of just like a bunch of animators who like talk about what they're doing and all that cool stuff. It's a nice podcast.
Actually, Travis,
This
you remember
is-
Oni?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oni.
Wait, did
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
Psychic
He's-
Pebbles? That just clicked in my head.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I know
Psychic
Psychic
Pebbles.
Pebbles.
Yeah.
So this is the game that Spaz Kid and like a bunch of the other dudes have been like talking about in these podcasts since like episode like 9. And
Oh.
there has been like negativity and just like they want to get it done so bad, and I didn't know what kind of game they were making. I'm like, shit, I'm okay with whatever the fuck they're gonna make at this point. Just give me something. And the trailer drops, and it's okay. So to put it in perspective, Nightmare Cops is a beat 'em up, kind of like Dead. What's it called? What's the one movie called where like the dude has a chainsaw?
Oh,
Evil Dead.
Oh,
Evil
yeah.
Dead. So it's got like Evil Dead inspiration with like Castle Crashers gameplay.
Ooh.
oh.
If you remember Castle Crashers,
Yeah.
that was like their really hyped game. So this is like their newest Castle Crashers. And let me tell you something. This is going to be probably one of my favorite beat 'em ups when it comes out. Because
I'll keep an eye out for that because how you describe it, that sounds really interesting.
yeah. So pretty much these people are called the Nightmare Cops, where like they'll go into kids' nightmares and whatnot, and they'll go and defeat the big bad bosses, whether it be bullies, homework assignments,
That's great.
principals, or what have you.
That
I
is
love
too
that.
wholesome for Oni.
I love that.
How? I would expect
Yeah.
something a little bit more, I don't even know.
I don't think Oni really did much. Well, Spaz Kid, I guess I should say.
Spaz Kid 2. Both
Yeah,
they're
but
too
like
lewd.
it's got to be a game too, you know.
Yeah.
True.
But-
I don't know. That just sounds too, like, G for what I expect from them. Granted,
I mean,
haven't
Castle
played any
Crashers
gameplay.
was really G, you know.
Yeah, true. It's a bit bloody, but it passes for PG at least, maybe.
If you want to, Trav, I'm gonna post a trailer.
There, go ahead.
Bop.
Oh, I already like it. But one thing I wanted to bring up, very last thing about Too Many Games, because I know Matt wanted me to talk about it. Just before we move on from that. So, Chris Chan was there.
Oh god,
And
yeah.
I'd like to say that I wanted to break out laughing. It was after my little meetup with Chris Chan. Like after I met him, I saw Bill. I don't know if he like came out of the bathroom or something. But I saw Bill. We were like near the back of the convention area, and I don't remember what we were talking about. But Chris Chan comes up from like behind Bill, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, look, it's Chris Chan." And Bill just sort of like starts orbiting me so that he's on the like so that Chris Chan just can't see him behind me. And he's just like trying to stay away from Chris Chan. I just wanted to bring that up. But okay, so I heard like about a week before going to the convention that Chris Chan was going to be there. Oh no, he did a GoFundMe for $40 to go to Too Many Games.
Yeah, sounds like him.
He posted a video saying, "Hey, I really want to go to Too Many Games. I need you guys to help give me money so I can go to Too Many Games."
Wow, that was a lot more calm than the way he put it.
On the first day, I didn't completely buy it because like I'm kind of like a seeing is believing kind of guy. So like I took it with a grain of salt. I didn't completely not believe him, but I'm like, all right, maybe that's not the case. Whatever. Bill comes out as we're leaving on the first day. Bill is like, "Oh yeah, I heard that like Chris Chan just tried to like kiss 2 girls like with no consent," and I'm like, "Huh." I mean, it doesn't sound like something Chris Chan wouldn't do, but you know, like I'll take benefit of the doubt. Maybe it didn't happen. I see him on the second day, standing in the middle of the fucking vending hall. Just standing there with a poster, what I thought was a poster of Sonichu in the middle of the floor. And someone's getting a picture with him. And at that point, like, the hype is just blinding me. Like, the in-your-face Nick is just blinding me. And I wasn't even, like, able to process what was going on with the person that he was meeting. And, like, someone, like, went over, took his picture with him, and then Chris Chan was like, "Can I give you a little kiss?" And then kisses his cheek immediately, like, without asking him, like, or before waiting for an answer. Just kisses his cheek. And then I go up, I'm like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you too?" And he's just like, "Okay." Like, he starts packing up his bags. And then, like, I ask him, he drops everything, like, not, like, sets his shit back down, but, like, just drops it, kind of like he didn't want to deal with my bullshit kind of way. Just like, "Fine, let's get this over with." He didn't say that. Like, he sounded, well, polite for his standards. And then took the picture, got really grabby for my comfort. Like, he put his head on my shoulder and then his hand, or he put his head on my shoulder and then his hand on my other shoulder. And it was really weird. Took the picture, told him thanks, and then he says, "So do you want to stay around and talk for a bit, or are you just going to leave?" And I'm like, "I'm just going to head out, thank you. I'm got some stuff at the convention to do," which I didn't. And then I was really thankful because as he was in the middle of, like, telling his rebuttal, I don't know if rebuttal is the right word, some other dude comes from behind him and he's like, "Hey, can I get a picture too?" And at that point, like, when he turns his back, I'm gone. I'm out of there. Like, I just walk away.
Travis ran.
So that was my story of Chris Chan. And that was a half hour before he got thrown out. He didn't get arrested due to popular belief. He just got thrown out. So what happened was, as soon as staff told him, like, "Hey, you can't keep kissing everyone without their permission. You gotta, if you keep doing that, you gotta go." And they finally told him, like, "All right, you gotta go, man. You can't keep doing that." He
He's just
faked.
like, "Watch
he
me."
faked collapsing. Like, he just collapsed onto the floor in that, like, fetal position that you might have seen in the picture that was spreading everywhere. Refusing to move, refusing to talk, and so they just had to call the cops so that they could get him out of there without, legal problems and shit. So no, he didn't get arrested, he just got removed, and I think he received a 2-year ban from TMG. I might be
I
wrong.
had no reason to go.
But yeah, that was
80%.
just another moment in Chris Chan history.
Your first-hand account of Chris Story? I don't know.
Chris,
It's great.
I remember, like, we got Wawa. We went back to
Yeah.
back to TMG. We sat in the car, and I go, "Guys, freaking Christian! I think he just got arrested." And everyone
Yeah.
goes, "What?"
Yep.
It was great.
It was pretty funny. And what's great is, like, around the same time that we left to go to Wawa, there was a bunch of police cars in the front. And we're like, "Oh, wonder if someone died." Turned out that was for Chris Chan.
Oh, good one.
Matt, where are
Oh
you?
man.
Come back from the
Matt,
ether.
come back. Matt, are
sorry.
you drowning?
No, I'm sorry. I was checking my my
He's
printer.
flooding. He's
I had
flooding.
to make sure my house doesn't burn. But at least I can open the window and.
Why would your
that
house
room
burn down?
flood.
It's supposed to be flash flooding, not flash flaming.
Well, I told you, my printer. I gotta check on it.
That's
Wait,
funny.
speaking of fucking burning, I need to check something. Sheet.
Also, the meme that I think was repeated so much that... Well, no, Jeff thought it was annoying at first, but then, like, he started quoting it, like, by the end of the week, was Mario takes a
Money,
piss.
Jeff.
And, almost after every sentence, Bill and I would just say, "Piss." and Jeff was not fond of that for a while.
Along with the hello.
Hello, and Jeff. Just we would just say Jeff. Like I have this fucking video where I was going through my footage. And it's just a video of Bill and I just eating in the car, and we just both go Jeff, and I just hear like Jeff sigh off screen. Jeff was a
There
good
was-
sport though.
There was the fucking best thing. I think it was when we were at Jeff's like apartment where I just go at Obama while my chicken raw, and Travis like is on the floor
I lose
thinking
it.
about Obama and raw chicken.
Yeah, just at Obama while my chicken raw. I was hysterical. And I didn't even see how Jeff was reacting to that one. But I want to imagine he was annoyed.
Yeah, probably.
What a good boy.
He tolerated us, and that's A for effort. But like by the end of the week, he was every once in a while he would just go peace, and then Jeff.
he became
Like-
he became the meme.
Yeah, like he was hesitant at first, but he later became the meme, and that was
What a
great.
good boy.
Jeff was a good. boy.
Anyway, here, should we move on since
Yeah, do you have something you want to talk about?
Well, I figured since Mega Man X Collection came out, I knew you would want to
Oh,
panic over that.
what you want to hear about?
Tell
Is
me
it
about
good?
X5.
Tell me about X5. I just started X5 like 5 minutes before
Wait,
I
have you
was
beaten
like,
all
hey-
4 games?
No, I've only beaten.
Oh.
No, I haven't even beaten X1. Okay, so the way it went
How?
was, I started X1, and I like my plan was like, all right, I'm gonna stream this as soon as like I can, as soon as I have the free time, I will stream this game, and I'm gonna have a blast. I did. Spoiler alert. I had so much fun.
Oh,
So I
was hoping
streamed
you
it.
could
I was
have
in the
fun.
middle of playing X1, and I asked like, "Hey." Oh, I just burped. Oh, there. I could tell the future. I'm in the middle of X1, and I'm like, "Hey, would you guys rather me play X1, or do you want me to do X Challenge? Because that's the new shit." And everyone, well, and by everyone I mean like 2 people, the only 2 people that talked, were like, "Dude, do X Challenge." So I started X Challenge. And I heard from one of my friends who got the game digitally, because digitally they did a midnight release. Like, the X Challenge is fucking hard. Like, I got totally wrecked on the first one, and I couldn't do it. And so I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be great. First, okay, so for those who don't know, X Challenge is it'll take 2 bosses with some kind of matching theme and have you fight them in a single arena at the same time. The first one was Chill Penguin from X1 and Frost Walrus from X4. And that was the one that my friend told me it was way too hard. And I played it. I got that on my first try. So I'm like, okay, this is easy. Whatever. And then we move on to, let's see, which was the first one that actually gave me some problems?
Is that the one with the eagle guy?
Yeah,
Like Eagle Boy.
there was, oh boy, let's see. I don't remember much what that was in the first set, because it's kind of like Mario kind of progression. It's like World 1, Level 3 sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's 3 levels per world, and there's like 8 or 9 worlds. But if you get a game, you have 3 lives, and if you get a game over in one of those sets, you have to do the whole set over again.
Ooh.
And the way it works is you can pick up to 5 special weapons, but you can pick up to 3 special weapons. Like, it gives you a certain list of special weapons for that set, but you're committed to that set for all 3 fights, and I didn't realize that at first, so I brought 3 weapons for that first fight between Frost Walrus and Chill Penguin, and I went on to the next one, and I'm like, okay, I only have fire weapons, so I'm screwed. But that's just how that works. And there was fucking... Okay, so there's a boss in Mega Man X5 named the Skyver, which, for people who don't know, X5 was full... All the bosses were named after Guns N' Roses characters. And they took that out in this one. They gave everyone their Japanese names in this one. Like, no Guns N' Roses affiliation here. And the way that this boss works is like normally in the normal fight, it's over a bottomless pit, and it's over a bottomless pit, and a lot of his moves involve like pushing you around. My headset just disconnected audio, so whatever you guys are saying, I cannot hear you. Hold on
Hi.
1 second while I plug my headset back in.
Yeah, he can't hear us. We're a loser. Coward.
Dummy.
I come back to laughing. God damn it. Hold on. Well, okay. So, like, the one that gave me the most problems with that was, like, it's that boss that just pushes you around a lot, and it locks you in the small room with this fucking angry-ass tiger. But yeah, so far, X Collection is...
Mega Man gets eaten by a tiger.
but so far, the X Collection is fucking fantastic. The achievements in it are absurd, but I'm loving them. The new music made for it is beautiful. The only complaints I have so far is that the saving system from Legacy Collection 2 for the classic games is gone. And that kind of makes me mad. Because the way that worked is, like, every checkpoint in the game, it would make, like, a save state that you could go back to whenever, kind of making lives irrelevant. But I think that kind of handicap is good for new players.
Yeah.
They took that out. Instead, now they have an easy mode that you can toggle on, which basically just halves enemy damage. And in 4 through 8, completely gets rid of instant kill traps. That's really the only differences that I know.
Huh.
But yeah, other than some minor issues, like saving not working like I think it should, so far the X Collection is looking like a grand old time.
Okay.
And
Do
I
you
can't
recommend
wait
for the
to
price?
Yes, you are getting... Well, assuming that you're buying the full collection, not 1 or 2, you are basically getting 5 pretty good games and 3 mediocre ones that will last you a while with fun challenges that will really make you want to throw your game across the room.
All right.
And that
I
is an
expect
A+
your
in
review
my
by the
book.
end of next week.
Was that?
Okay. I expect your YouTube review by the end of next week. Otherwise, I'm
I was
banning your
thinking
channel.
about doing just like an X Challenge review, like looking at X Challenge like it's its own game. Don't know if I will, because the story that was intended to go along with the game was not... It's not really a story. It's like, you started off and the game is like, oh, all of these Mavericks have died by your hand once before. Now they're back. Go kill them, X. That's it.
Do it again.
Do it again, yeah.
Wasn't looking.
And there's apparently an ending, but I actually have to beat the game for that, and I'm not looking forward to
You
that.
poor soul.
I'm only on world 5 of 9. And the second collection has a completely different set of X Challenge bosses, so I'm more on 5 of 18.
I booted up Mega Man. I booted up the Legacy Collection 2 because I wanted to play some X5. And I'm like, wow, yeah, this is actually like how I feel about it. Tonight, I'm gonna like live out my childhood and like just play Mega Man X8 because X8 was like my childhood.
Yeah. Didn't you say you didn't care for it?
It was a meme. It was a meme. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Mega Man X8 was like my childhood Mega Man game.
Oh, okay.
I'm late into the series.
You
yeah,
played that
but
up really well to the point where even Mason was like, yeah, Mega Man X8 sucks. Why do you think X8 sucks, Mason? Bill says it does.
No, I love Mega Man X8. I know it's not like the best out of the series.
Oh, no,
but it
I
was my
disagree. I
childhood.
think that it's, like, tied for my 3rd favorite X game. I think it's one of the better ones.
Like, it's my Code Veronica of the series. I love Code Veronica, Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Which
so
one's that?
much.
Good man.
That's the one where you play as Claire and Chris Redfield.
Okay.
It's
It's
after
in
3.
the
before 4.
Antarctica.
Whoa.
What?
In the Antarctica.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's in the Antarctica.
Spoiler! Goddamn, I didn't know
What
that.
do you mean? The game is like 20 years old.
Spoilers.
I'm so sorry. It came out when the Wii port of RE4 was out. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm sorry.
Had
My dad
time.
stole my PS2. I don't have a PS2.
Well, buy
Well,
another
now
one.
I do, but I do now. But besides the point. Spoiler.
But yeah,
Well, speaking.
I'm looking forward to revisiting X8 because I haven't touched that one in a while. And
Yeah, so,
actually
like-
beating X7 because I've never beaten that one.
So like I played a little bit of X5, and then I was like, all right, let's go back to Octopath Traveler. I've got some shit to say about Octopath Traveler.
Do you want to
I
say
know
now?
that. So I'm also gonna say something about Donkey as a person
Oh.
because if you
Oh.
watch Donkey's
You talking
video,
shit?
yeah, I'm gonna talk shit about Donkey.
Here we go.
So
Banned.
Donkey on record hates RPGs and action like turn whatever the fuck it's called turn-based action
whatever.
games. So he loves Persona, and that's an turn-based RPG. And I understand that Persona is a very light entry into the RPG franchise with turn-based stuff, and it's like really, really welcoming. The mechanics of Persona are in Octopath. The mechanics of how leveling up and its gameplay is very extended. It feels like a regular Shin Megami Tensei game that Square made. I never played Bravely Default, so I don't know if they use that same type of mechanic. Or like, oh hey, you have to break the armor, then you do double damage no matter what.
Right.
I've got about 30 hours into the game so far. 30 bloody hours of fun time. The only problems I've had with it is that like sometimes the grinding is just you looking for the cat that gives you like a lot of EXP, or spamming Primrose's ability called Bewildering Grace, which is like a thing that does like a random defect or buff, and like one of the buffs is times 100 EXP.
Jesus.
So she literally can help you boost very fast. I didn't know that until about level 35 in,
Oh.
that I needed to do that. So I could have like scraped off about maybe 3 or 4 hours of me just running around and like opening up
God,
areas.
that is
and,
the
like, looking at
fucking
shit.
worst.
You poor bastard.
I mean, it's an RPG. What am I gonna do?
I mean, that's
You know?
fair. You didn't know any
I
better.
mean,
Not only that, but like you can go to like another character that you haven't gotten yet and go grind their boss, or go to this cave and go find this really cool bird. Whoa! Wow.
sounds a lot better than Persona 3 on hard.
Yeah, 100% better. Because of this one, you can just grind whatever the hell you please to, you know?
Well, I mean, Persona 3 you could, but on hard you had to.
So, with how I'm
The
dealing with
worst.
Octopath is that I've got, Travis, there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, I just noticed it. Hold on. Trying to fix it. Sorry.
You're good. Alright. Anyways, that was a weird thing. So, the way I'm playing Octopath is I'm getting my 4 main characters, and I'm going to just go through their stories and go through that end game process if I can.
Right.
So apparently there's like this really big end boss if you do everyone's story and every single side quest and everything. I'm not about that right now. I just want to play an RPG, man.
Right.
But oh my god, I felt ecstasy from this game.
Wow.
There is nothing I feel better knowing that, alright, when I'm this character, I'm gonna do this move and I'm going to kill this monster right now. The game makes you feel like, you ever like, you know, the Galaxy meme, like the Galaxy Brain meme,
Yeah.
where like you're expanding
Brain.
over time. It's like, it's how I feel when like I'm like thinking 3 turns ahead of like, all right, buff this, do this, do that. All right, I can do my full meter charge finale move. Let's go. And then I see the number is just 99999, and I'm like, oh yes.
Yes.
The only problem I have with it is that like bosses take a long time, like a really decent amount of time. Like the boss I just fought, 20 to 25 minutes, I'd say.
God damn.
That's on a good run. That's a good run, you know.
God damn.
I'll say 15 to 20 minutes. I'll say 20 to 25 for learning the boss and like seeing like, oh hey, it's supposed to do this and this. That's another thing I'll say this game has. Each boss is different.
Okay.
Like no boss has repeated it in any way, shape, or form.
That's pretty cool.
Some bosses take other mechanics the other bosses have, but they change it up to a loop. For instance, there is a dragon that's like a side boss or whatever that like when you break its armor and its turn next, it'll get its armor back, but like additional 2 armor, and then its entire like weaknesses will be changed just to something else. And I'm like, oh shit, what fuck is this?
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and I can say that without a doubt that this is a good RPG. I don't think it'll be the best RPG.
Well, sure.
However, I'm going to be on the opposite end and say this game is worth the $60 that it's meant to be. It's deserving of being $60. So I'm also going to say this right now. Each 8 characters can play a subclass.
Right.
And each subclass gives the character a different costume. So that's 8 different costumes for 8 different characters. So they've got their main class and their subclass. That's a lot of pixel art for just the classes, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit.
And like I really like what they did with like, oh, here's how like you can see the world pretty much. Like you're kind of like looking down at this world and your characters. You're kind of like playing like a dungeon master because like the corners around the screen are all darkened. So your main focal point is the middle of the screen, which is really, really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I'd love to see a sequel of this. I'd love to see a sequel. The defects I've talked about, some of them need to be fixed, but some of them are just what an RPG has. You know, there's going to be grinding. There's going to be dumb characters that have like the most bread and butter like story.
Dumb
but like
side
the way
quests and
the way I've seen Octopath is it's just a D&D game, a really nice D&D game.
Gotcha.
You know,
That's
and
cool.
that's my take on it. When I'm not playing that though, I've been playing Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon.
Oh, how is that?
Okay, so I don't play Castlevania games.
Mm-hmm.
I love Castlevania now. Like I went
really
through.
want it.
It's a damn good $10 game. I'll say that much. Like it hits all the bars that a Castlevania game has, including like the really dumb and edgy atmosphere. But like you'll hear the sound effects in it, and you're like, man, I heard that from another game, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of sound effects from Shovel Knight in this game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like a lot of sound effects from Shovel Knight were lifted from like I think there's sound effects from Mario 3, Castlevania, and Mega Man in there. So
that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just
no. I think it's just fun trivia. Like those sound effects might actually be like Castlevania sound effects.
It's a really cute like another Shovel Knight game, or like another like retro game, and I really recommend it.
Yeah, it looks good
for like the hardcore, like for like even the hardcore like Castlevania people. And apparently, it's another Bloodstained coming out soon.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so the thing with Bloodstained is it started off as a spiritual successor to the Castlevania Metroidvania games, not the classic ones. And then the game ended up raising so much money, and unlike Concept that did Mighty Number 9, they put that money to good use, and they're like, hey, let's do a second game to make people like the Bloodstained genre, and let's make a Bloodstained game that's like the OG Castlevania, not like the Metroidvania ones. And that's what this one is. It's both to hype up people about the main game, while also just being a good spiritual successor.
Wow. I'm actually looking at like the trailer for the new
It looks
Bloodstained.
pretty
like,
neat.
This is like Bayonetta crossed over with Castlevania, and I'm
Yeah.
alright with that. I'm okay with that.
So I do kind of want to start wrapping up the podcast. Matt, I've noticed you've been a little quiet, and I wanted to say, like, if there's any shit that you want to talk about, like, that you've been holding back, you feel free.
Sounds like you want me to start talking about Monster Hunter.
I mean, if you want. Like, I just kind of feel bad, like I'm shafting you a bit.
Huh? Oh no, I'm good. But yeah, let's talk about Monster Hunter and the fact that I'm buying it.
Again.
Ugh,
Can I have your Japanese copy?
it's digital. Fuck you.
How did you get a digital?
All right.
Oh,
so
boy.
this will be a fun little story for everyone.
There we go.
I had to jump through a few hoops. Obviously everyone has a Japanese account by now. If you don't, you're a loser. So I have a Japanese Switch account because I wanted to play the demo. I love the demo. It's Monster Hunter, whatever. And I made an Amazon account that's Japanese, and then I had to get a pseudo-Japanese address, which I don't even know where it goes, to be honest. It could be some like meat factory for all I care. But because it was a digital download, I was able to go ahead and tell them, "Hey, give me my copy," and they emailed me a code. So I jumped through a bunch of hoops, managed to get a Japanese copy digitally, and then just put it into my Japanese account, and was able to start the game. So that out of the way, after I bought this back in like November or so, right before World came out, and I didn't realize that they were going to finally release it about 6 months down the line. So they're finally going to bring it to America, and I'm fucking ecstatic and pissed at the same time.
Wait, this is what was formerly called Double Cross, right?
Yep, Double Cross now is Generations Ultimate, which makes sense. But yeah, no, it's just like, fuck. I was waiting for this game. There was no news. There was no indication that it was going to happen. And then just out of the fucking blue, like, I don't even know, like, a few weeks ago, they just go, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're bringing Generations Ultimate to the Americas." We're like, what the fuck? Like, it was just out of the blue. And then they're like, "Yeah, it's going to drop in like 2 months or in like a month and a half." So I'm like, fuck, okay, gotta buy it again because I love the game.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I played the shit out of it. I'll look it up now in like 90 hours on this piece of shit.
I mean, like, I feel that whenever, like, look at today, for example, whenever a game that I love gets re-released, I'm usually there to pick it up. Like,
My bad, I have 80 hours.
I think
When
I
is it coming out?
August 28th.
Oh wow, that's like the same month as World for PC. I really want to know what's gonna actually fight that price or fight that top sale. Honestly.
World's gonna win easy. Yeah, no, that's kind of one thing I'm a little disappointed is that they're charging 60, which fine, whatever. I guess that makes sense. It's still new to everyone else. But
Yeah.
like,
It
really
shouldn't
should've
be.
released it sooner.
It should have been like 40. I paid for World and for PS4 on releases, and
Yeah, I'm disappointed
Whoa.
with World. Like, controversial statement. I don't really like World. I don't hate it, but I don't know.
it feels like a step
I-
back for you.
and I love World and I hate Generations. we're on the opposite ends here.
Actually, there was a pretty good, I guess, reason that someone gave on a video I was watching. It was like, the reason why they don't like World is because it's not as strategic, it's more action-based, which is fine, I get that. But I've always been the kind that likes the strategy in Monster Hunter, where it's like, okay, if I drink this potion, is he going to body me right now, or can I drink it? In World, it's like, oh, I'm drinking this potion, just keep running while I'm doing it. Which is fine, I don't have an issue with that. It's just not the reason I like Monster Hunter. And, that's why
So
I
it's kind of
regressed.
like it's kind of like the problem that people like Ego Raptor have with like Castlevania 4. It's like, all right, you made the game feel a lot better, feel a lot smoother. However, because of it, you kind of neutered the rest of the game.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I hate to say that because I do like World's movement and all that. I feel like everything is refined and it feels good, but for some reason that kind of, I don't know, its movement being hampered by its own like mechanics actually is what made Monster Hunter for me.
Right.
It was always the challenge of understanding your character, understanding the monster, understanding when the right time is to do anything, and that's why I've always loved the series. And World's fine, I liked it, but it was just, I don't know. It became too easy, and to counter that, they ended up like making the monsters a little more bullshit, because the current monster I'm stuck on is Nergigante, and he has, what, 2 or 3 moves that insta-kill, and that has not been a thing in the series unless your armor was absolute shit. And keep in mind, in terms of Monster Hunter, I'm in like high ranking, which is like the big stuff, and I'm using armor from low ranking, and it's still holding me through, and I've never been insta-killed. Whereas in World, I have high ranking armor going into a high ranking fight, and I get insta-killed. And that's just, I hate that.
It was more on the fact that, like, oh, we don't have a G rank, so top
That
high
too.
rank stuff
Oh.
is like, oh, hey, time to die. And I'm like, alright, let's go then. And then, like, I get my hammer, and I'm just, like, skirting down everywhere. I don't know, man. I enjoyed Monster Hunter for what it is, but,
And like that's actually another thing. The world's endgame content and content period was kind of lackluster. Like
yeah.
if I remember, the list was what 20 large monsters maybe, and then
like-
the rest are just like small little pieces of shit, and that's it.
The only reason for that, honestly, was like, oh, hey, we have to do actual high-resolution monsters now.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
get
fuck,
that.
we can't port 20 million monsters into the game.
And you know that's fair. I'm not gonna be mad about that. But part of the other reason is they neutered themselves a bit with the maps. So because they streamlined the maps and made them a bit smaller but open at the same time, they had to make all the areas a bit more cramped, and that's why the smaller monsters got in. But fucking try to get Tigrex in there, which is one of the bigger monsters. I really logistically do not see how he could fit in the game, especially with his movement. And that
From-
neuters the game, in my opinion.
They'll work out something with it, honestly. Knowing
Yeah,
them,
but,
they'll just do a pickle, and then he'll like destroy the way and the path and whatnot.
yeah, but Angry Pickle and Generations, I don't know. That's the other thing. I guess
Did you
that,
did you see the Final Fantasy monster that's in the game
Yeah.
now? Did you see that it has the same stance as an ogre?
Just bring me Zinogre. Please.
I want him so bad.
I wanted Tigrex or Gormagala for the love of God, but
I want the bunny.
that's the main the Gombi or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think part of the reason I love the 3DS and Switch series, I guess, is because they've been working on that shit since the PS2, and they've refined what they know, and they make the game better. Whereas World kind of comes off as like a new game, and they don't exactly have like the best experience with it because they're trying to make it different, which is fine. I get that. That's cool. I want different. But it's like, would you rather have Picasso fucking making your art and just selling it to you, or would you want fucking Jimmy down the street doing it? It's like, I don't know. The experience that they've had on
Picasso
the old
was
engine-
unappreciated in his time, so I say Jimmy.
Exactly. So you're telling me Monster Hunter's unappreciated? Kind of.
You cut out at the perfect moment. You're like, what are you still telling me that Monster Hunt? That was
But
fantastic.
Anyway, I guess ranting aside, it's just, I don't know. I like the old series. It feels a little more fleshed out. There's so much more to do. There's, like, now they're adding G rank, and
See, That's
Yeah,
my
I just love it.
problem. There might be too much to do.
no, fuck you.
Well, like, the
that's
way
kind
I
of the
look
thing,
at
though.
it is that, like, when I played Generations, I had, 12 weapons at the time to pick from and 4 styles to choose from.
Yeah.
If you think about it, okay, so let's say I need 2 hours to maybe, like, get the gist of the style and weapon. Right?
Mhm.
It's about 48 hours of content right there.
Well, that's kind of the thing with Monster Hunter. I get my money's worth, and obviously this kind of goes with it's different for everyone. But for me, I get my money's worth. I bought the Japanese version. I can't read a lick of Japanese. I've been using translators. I refuse to go into G rank now because I know for a fact I can't get the armor sets I need because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's fair.
And guess what? I still have 80 hours worth of content that I did that I couldn't even read, and I still had a blast. Now, the reason I'm justifying getting the English version now is because I'm like, well, I can read it. I can get further in the game now, and not only that, but that's going to boost how much content I'm getting. So for 120, I guess I'm getting over like 200, 300 hours worth of stuff. Now that's me.
Damn.
And that's because I just love that series.
That's
fair.
fine.
So that's how I justify it, and also because I'm weak. I'm just weak.
I feel that. I feel like
But
Matt
anyway.
being weak is a good point to end the podcast on.
There he is. He's dying. Look at him.
There you go.
Help me.
Look at him and laugh. All right. Well, I'm going to end the podcast here. Thank you for the surprising amount of people that are still watching the podcast. Thank you for sticking around. Unless that's you guys. That would be pretty
maybe.
funny if it was.
Drink your milk, everybody. Remember that Oreos are actually very healthy for you. Deep fry them if you can.
And remember, turn around, don't drown.
Turn around every now and then.
Don't
I get a
go
little bit
down
tired
and
of
go
never coming
drown.
around. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you eventually.